Stabbed to death by Carmelo Anthony.
Yeah. My heart goes out to the family. They trying to make this a race issue, and this is a right or wrong issue.
Okay. So no, real quick, I like where you're going on this because I'm not even trying to race bait or anything. People are making this about black and white. You see that they're trying to make this kind of like a Trayvon Martin kind of, they're talking about it. But where do you?
It is. Trayvon Martin was an angry black kid that had to be sent to his father because he lacked discipline, grew up in a home with his single mother. Any well-behaved kid with manners that had respect of adults, once George Zimmerman approached him, whether he's right or wrong, as a child, this is an adult. You get off the phone with that fat-ass girlfriend you trying to fuck, you call your dad and say, hey, Dad, it's an adult around here that just stopped me. He says he's calling the police. Rather than doing that, he had an attitude because as young black males in this country, we have an authority problem because we walking around angry, displaced from our father's issues, but we resent our mothers.
That's true.
So we're a ticking time bomb. And Trayvon Martin could fight. So that's why I say you be careful approaching some of these young kids.
I can't disagree with him on some. I don't know about the reason is because of displaced, but there's a lot of black kids walking around angry, young black men. You probably see the case on No Jumper. You got Brick Baby, Loose Cannon, all of them, and all the gang bangers and free cuz, free out of jail. It's all misplaced anger.
What a 13-year-old would kick a 40-year-old's ass.
That's true.
And that's what happened in that situation. He underestimated this kid, and he was looking for trouble. But by law, he was right. And he was judged by his peers. So we can't say nothing once you're judged by your peers.
Well, what do you think's going to happen in this Austin Metcalf thing? You think he's
Metcalf had to go, no, that boy going to jail.
Carmelo Anthony's going to go to jail.
Carmelo going to jail. Because listen, you cannot bring a weapon to school.
Yeah.
So you can't say I was
what if he says self-defense?
There's no self-defense because if you are afraid the day before where you have to take a weapon to school, why not notify your parents? Parents, you notify the school teacher. School teacher, let's bring these kids in here and resolve this issue. It's called conflict resolution. We was taught in homes that has morals and values, you tell the teacher. Somebody fucking with you, you tell the teacher. Let the teacher know so when y'all have...
That's fact. You tell the teacher. You tell the teacher at least first. Now, if the person put their hand on you after you tell the teacher, hey, now I give you permission to defend yourself. So I could come up there as a parent and be like, yo, did my child tell you he was scared? Didn't I tell you he was bullying him? And okay, so he's not going to sit here and be a victim. But you don't bring no weapons. Weapons to a fist fight?
Have an altercation, you're cleared and you're covered. Documentation beats conversation. So words of documentation just say this is self-defense. It's a premeditated crime because you took a weapon in fear, anticipating to use it.
That was premeditated, though.
And it's at a track meet. You getting ready to run track with other kids and you got a knife on you. No, man, you got to go to jail. You got to go. So when...
And even if that kid came up and called him a bunch of N-words and B-words and said, you mother, blah, 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 you don't justify stabbing somebody. That's an emotional response. Make me think he was raised in a single-parent household with a woman. That's an emotional response. He didn't even dap him up. What? You call me... You stab him? No. We cannot normalize that at all.
When is it all right to kill the bully? I don't give a fuck what the bully did. He don't have a right to die.
No.
Man, you weak man. That's why I say teach the kids how to deal with bullies and this won't happen. We're all not equal. Even in nature, you can be feeding a flock of birds. There's going to always be one bird to come in and take the food from the... This is nature. Yeah. You cannot get rid of bullies. Teach the kids how to deal with them. Bullies build character. You go to work, it's going to be a bully supervisor, a bully co-worker. You cannot get rid of the bully. Teach our children conflict resolution. Everything don't have to end in violence. But when you come from the black culture, everything is disputed in violence.
Yeah. That is the problem, though. It's
the culture.
That's the culture. That's how they solve. When you have a serious issue, they don't even contemplate trying to talk it out.
We teach it no snitching.
That's seen as being a punk. What, you trying to talk it out? Wait, hold on. You got a problem with me? I don't have no problem with you. Now it's like, I gotta be the bag. If I'm in a jungle, I don't want none of the other lions and gorillas to think that I'm soft. So now I gotta act out. Like, what? It's like almost like they would call it like a short man, little man syndrome. Like when you got the short dude and then you got all these big dudes. So he's the biggest, loudest one. In his mind, if I'm the biggest, loudest one and they think that I'm like that, I won't even have to fight.
Rule, right? So our kids are walking around with these mafia rules, codes, and ethics of the streets that's held over children about no snitching. So now I have to take a weapon because I don't want to be a snitch and kill another kid. Oh, it's a simple solution. Go tell the teacher.
Oh my God. Charleston White play a lot. Sometimes he do some antics and people don't like it, but when the motherfucker say the truth, he's saying the truth. I say that all the time. Black culture, this is the only culture where you born into a gang, even if you're a law-abiding citizen, right? If you're Italian and you're born, you're not in the mob. You got to go to the mob and ask them and try to get in, and then you got to obey their rules now. No snitching, no blah 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 blah. But in the black community, if a grandma see her grandson get gunned down in the middle of the street, she's expected to not snitch. Like a gang member, no, you ain't telling nothing. You better not. You got these young kids ready to put hands on her. That's like some kind of mixed stuff from like segregation days, or back in the 1910s and 20s and 30s, where in these sundown towns you could go, and the Emmett Till situation, like the sheriff show up at the house and take the kid out, and boom, he dead or hanging from a tree. This ain't that no more. There's a lot of black cops out here. Like back then, I could understand it. Oh, well, we got white water fountains, black water fountains. Now this white person just did something to me. Am I supposed to go tell the white sheriff? He ain't gonna do nothing. That's not today's reality. These gangbangers are told, no snitching, no snitching. What are you snitching on me? No, I didn't take your code of conduct. Birds of a feather flock together. I'm an eagle. You wanted to be a seagull. You don't put your rules on me. I'm a law-abiding citizen. I pay taxes. You get it fucked up.
Tell your parents.
Yeah.
It's a simple solution.
I know, but
tell, motherfucker, tell.
But what sounds crazy, I know it sounds so easy, but the thing is, even for the criminal, the guy that would commit an assault, if you stop him before he does the assault, then they don't have to go to jail as long. You know what I mean?
Yeah, this is not that kid's first time grabbing a weapon, because most kids who grab a weapon from the first time don't kill people.
Yeah, of course. You bring a gun a couple times before you shoot it.
And if I was being bullied,
I bring a gun a couple times. No, it's an escalation.
Mm-hmm. And I'm in self-defense. Even though he have an undeveloped brain and he's impulsive, why run?
I don't know.
Why get rid of the knife?
That means you know what you were doing. Even animals, you see a dog eating something that they ain't supposed to, or jumping on the table or something, or a cat, and then you look at them like, and they automatically go. You go, you know what you wasn't supposed to be doing that. You could feel it, you could see it.
You're showing criminal intent. Why throw the knife away where they can't find? He wasn't found with the knife in his pocket. He wasn't sitting down with the knife in his hand, ready to explain what happened.
Yeah. So, but do you think that he had some sort of predisposition to wanting to murder? Is that what you're saying?
No. Children don't wake up to kill because they don't have the brain capacity, the brain development to say, I want somebody dead. Children are impulsive.
Yeah.
This was a tragic incident where a kid who don't have emotional intelligence acted impulsively because he comes from a culture that promotes, propagates violence. Mm-hmm. Every day, all day, kill, die, nigga, shoot, kill. You can't take this in, and you lack training. You lack morals. You have to have a foundation of a value system to listen to this type of shit all day long, and you don't have no emotional intelligence where you've been taught to say, man, when you get angry, think.
Yeah.
Not only the music that's kill, shoot 'em up, I just slid. Now you got them paying for it. You got the Dirks, the Brick Babies, the Young Thugs, all going to jail. I'm like, yo, y'all making these lyrics? Y'all doing this? But the kids are seeing that like, oh, he rich, he powerful. You got NBA Youngboy, and he's saying, I'm slide on a nigga, killer. And then you got YouTube, and you seeing things. You got to explain to these kids, yo, this is not real life. They're not actually out here doing this. Otherwise, they'd be in jail. And then now you see them going to prison for a lot of little TK. He's shooting shit up and shit. They playing like this Call of Duty. It's not. You don't get to respawn if you die in this life.
Take a deep breath. So he was anticipating this to happen. That's why he had the knife, and we had this outcome. He didn't want to kill nobody.
I don't think he wanted to kill anybody. He almost kind of manifested it, though, just by his culture, that him around it, having the knife. But
Well,
accidentally,
I got a nephew that goes to school out there.
at Frisco.
Yeah, and not to paint this kid in a bad image. This is why I used to tell my son, because I got a house full of guns. And I saw my son on Instagram one time with a blunt in his mouth. He was 14 years old with my guns. I told him I better not ever see you, because I'm trying to prepare this kid to go to the military. You don't, man, take that shit down, because that imagery, you can't take it back. So here he is. He got a video. He got a photograph, whether it's a real gun or not. That image is gonna destroy him in court.
And in the moment you make a bad mistake, it had nothing to do. You could have been a good kid. The attorney gonna take that. The prosecution gonna say, "Look at this. Look at this. He was mixing guns and drugs already, Your Honor. He's built for this. He's a danger to society." And it might be something innocent. He got a good dad, a good mom, and how you gonna tell him? First impressions, everything.
It is. They're gonna.
You better not go to Collin County, where it's a predominantly white area, where these law-abiding, upstanding citizens have a heart for this white kid who was killed with a twin brother, a mother and a father. Their pictures with guns show a hunting image. His pictures show a gangster image, gang sign. And you guys want to play the race card in Collin County? Chill out, black people. Let's make this about right or wrong, because you don't want to go to Collin County playing race. You'll lose.
I like that, man. Charleston White, look, even a broken clock is right twice a day. I think he was spot on. It wasn't about race as a kid that made a bad decision, and another kid paid for it. He had no income support. Maybe he was being bullied by that kid every day. He could have told the counselor and everybody else and got some help, whoever needed. But that's not cool. Everybody had a bully in school, probably. I had a couple. And it ain't never get out of hand. If it got out of hand, I would have defended myself with my hand. But I was always able to talk them down on, what we doing? Damn near they became my friends. Like, I ain't doing this. What's going on? I always assumed as a child, if you doing something, I'm like, I wonder if, they getting beat at home. I wonder if they ate yesterday. At 12, 13, I'm thinking this. Like, what are they doing? What make you come to school and bother another child? What is he insecure about? I felt sorry for them, empathetic towards them. I was never angry, like, why are you picking? Ooh. It was like, okay. But it takes, you gotta, I don't know. Maybe it's my family. I seen them. They all talk to each other, or my mom and dad really never, especially my mom, really never lied to me about a bunch of stuff. They always kept it real, so I understood it. I never thought that it was Santa Claus giving me my presents. I know who it was, who worked for it, what was happening over here. It's just what it is, I guess. You just got to talk to kids. Otherwise, they're going to be stupid. Kids ain't stupid, but if you don't talk to them and the TV raise them and the rap music, they will be stupid, and they'll think this is cool. Oh, he got away with it? Well, King Von got like 20 bodies. You telling me I can't get one? Well, I don't know what y'all think, Cave Dweller. Like, share, subscribe, all that. We running it up. RIP to this kid and his family, and I hope his twin brother gets some help, because he's going to need it, holding his brother in his arms as he died. Oh, both kids, I hope he get help, man.